It's 12:05, time for the KVGC Noon News. Live from the National Hotel, I'm Dave Eisenhower. We're brought to you this hour by Coco Roofing and Meeks, and we'll be back right after this. Bret Harte High School was on lockdown for a while this morning after a report of a gun on campus. According to reports, the school went on lockdown at around 9:20 after a call came in reporting a student with a gun on campus. Teams of law enforcement converged on the high school, scouring every room before lifting the lockdown a little before 11 a.m. No gun was found, and it's not clear what triggered the false report. Calaveras County Sheriff's Office officials are warning residents in the Butte Fire burn area to be aware of possible flash flooding. The National Weather Service has issued a flash flood watch for the area starting this afternoon, continuing through Saturday with rainfall amounts of 2 inches predicted. The Sheriff's Office says anyone living or traveling on roads in the Butte Fire burn area along Sault Ste. Marie Creek and the Calaveras River, especially from Whiskey Slide to Highway 26, should be alert for probable road problems due to flooding, rock, and debris, as well as Mountain Ranch Road and the connecting smaller roads within the Butte Fire burn area. Because the area has been so severely burned and ground is already saturated there, the ground can no longer absorb rainfall, which means there will be enhanced runoff and possible debris flows. Large portions of the area have been severely burned. Be prepared to take action in the case of flash floods, rock slides, or debris flows. The Plymouth City Council gave its final approval to a new set of medical marijuana regulations alongside other items of business at last night's City Council meeting. The new medical cannabis ordinance allows, among other changes, very limited indoor growing of marijuana for those with valid medical permission. Mayor Peter Taylor expressed relief at the final vote, noting that the issue had come before the council at least 6 or 7 times before finally being resolved. The new rules will go into effect in 30 days. As it currently stands, both Plymouth and Amador County now allow limited growing of medical marijuana, while the cities of Ione, Sutter Creek, and Jackson all ban the practice. Commercial growing and sales remain banned in all county jurisdictions. The council also approved beginning new contract negotiations with the city's solid waste services provider and agreed to be the lead agency in a study of water supplies in the Shenandoah Valley. The council also approved drainage improvements at the Main Street Mineral Street intersection and discussed maintenance and repair of city sidewalks. 2 men were beaten in a home invasion robbery related to a marijuana growing operation. According to Amador County Undersheriff Jim Wegner, deputies were sent to a report of a beating at a home on Ridge Road at around 3:30 Monday morning and arrived to find 2 male victims, a 66-year-old father and his 34-year-old son. Both subjects suffered blunt force trauma to the face, and the 34-year-old was transported to Sutter Amador for treatment. The victims said that at around 2:45, 4 men wearing masks entered the victim's home, beat them, and tied their hands behind their backs. One suspect was reportedly armed with a semi-automatic pistol. One suspect was armed with an axe handle. The suspects reportedly stole 10 to 12 pounds of marijuana, 4 firearms, and around $1,000 in cash, a video game system, and some processed meat. The suspects fled in a light-colored truck. The victims admitted to selling and furnishing small amounts of marijuana to close friends, and detectives found a butane honey oil lab on the property. Anyone with information regarding the crime is asked to contact the Amador County Sheriff's Office at 223-6500 or the Amador County Secret Witness Program at 223-4900. Tens of millions of dollars in funding is coming to Calaveras County to help recoup costs of cleaning up after the Butte fire. FEMA has announced they are providing $85 million in funding for private property debris removal in Calaveras County. 369 of the 817 sites eligible for cleanup have been cleared of debris thanks to the ongoing work of dozens of crews in the area. A railroad flatman was seriously injured in a crash Wednesday afternoon. The crash occurred on Railroad Flat Road east of Buchanan Way at around 3:50 Wednesday afternoon. According to the CHP, 44-year-old David Williams was driving eastbound at an unknown speed, while Evelyn King of Railroad Flat was coming the other direction at around 30 miles an hour. CHP says Williams, for unknown reasons, allowed his pickup to drift into the opposing lane. King slowed down to about 5 miles an hour but was unable to avoid a collision. Williams suffered major injuries and had to be extricated. He was flown to Mercy San Juan Hospital. King and her passenger, Robert Simon, suffered moderate to minor injuries and were taken to Mark Twain Medical Center. A Pleasanton man wasn't able to escape the long arm of the law in Calaveras County after he crashed during a pursuit. The crash that ended the pursuit happened at around 3:30 yesterday morning on Highway 49 near Red Hill Road. According to the CHP, Calaveras Sheriff's deputies were pursuing 55-year-old David Hunter of Pleasanton at around 60 miles an hour on Highway 49. Hunter lost control of the van he was driving while navigating a left-hand curve, hit a guardrail, and then crashed into an embankment. Hunter was arrested and transported to Mark Twain Medical Center for treatment of minor injuries. Efforts are underway among the Calaveras High School community to help the school abide by a law that forces them to change their mascot. The law, signed last year by Governor Jerry Brown, bans the use of Redskins as a mascot at 4 California schools, including Calaveras High. According to the Calaveras Rotary Club, the Calaveras Unified School District is going to need to pony up $75,000 to replace uniforms and their scoreboard to comply with that law, so they're holding a golf tournament to try to help pay for part of those costs. The event will be on April 16th with a cost of $100 per person. 50% of the proceeds will go to Calaveras High athletic boosters to help offset the costs of changing signage and uniforms. The rest goes to the West Coast Rotary Foundation for community activities and scholarships. And today is the deadline to purchase tickets for the 2016 Margaret Dalton Golden Nugget Award. The award was established to honor local unsung heroes, those individuals who contribute their time and efforts to local causes with little fanfare or recognition. This year's recipients, Wayne Garibaldi and Richard Forster, will be honored at a banquet to be held Friday, February 5th at the Jackson Rancheria Hotel's Grand Oak Ballroom. Both were chosen for their continued support of local charitable organizations and for their work to make Amador County a better place. Chamber members and members of the public can make reservations by calling the Chamber office at 223-0350. That's a look at your local news live from the National Hotel in downtown Jackson. I'm Dave Eisenhower. We have weather and roads coming up next. It's 12:14 KVGC weather forecast. Looking at wet weather continuing through the weekend. We're expecting some pretty heavy stuff coming up this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow. So if you're in the Butte Fire burn area, be prepared for possible flash flooding. Actually, anywhere throughout the Gold Country, the National Weather Service has issued a flash flood watch. So watch out for standing water along roadways. Drive carefully. We'll see snow levels possibly dropping down to about 4,000 feet tonight, and then As the storm lightens up a little bit, we'll see less precipitation on Sunday, but snow levels could be dropping down as low as 2,500 feet on Sunday. So be prepared for that. Now let's take a look at local roads from the KVGC Traffic Center with Jake Geedy. All right, thank you very much, Jake. We'll be back in just a minute from the National Hotel. We'll be talking with Karen Dickerson from the Amador Community College Foundation on Hometown Radio. (1340) KVGC, Dave Eisenhower, live at the National Hotel in downtown Jackson. It's 12:17. I have with me Karen Dickerson from the Amador Community College Foundation. Karen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff the Community College Foundation does. I have here in my notes, one of them is accredited distance education. When I was kind of going to college after high school, I had probably a different definition of distance education than you did. Mine involved bowling and playing golf. But
we have two ways that we offer distance education through the Amador Learning Center, and we have partnered with 4 colleges to offer online degree, certificate, and transfer programs, 2-year programs, fully accredited through local and regional community colleges through online education. That's one way.
okay.
The second way is we have partnered with Shasta College, and this is a fairly new partnership that we're developing to provide video conferencing classes called interactive television. So the classes are broadcast from the campus in Tehama or Shasta and sent down at the ATC Center through video conferencing technology, kind of like Skype.
Right.
And so the classes are live and interactive, and the teacher can see the students, and the students can interact with the students on the campus, the remote campus.
I've seen that. I went and visited it when you guys were rolling it out. It's really interesting. It's like being pretty much like being in the classroom. The teacher can see you, your fellow classmates can kind of see you. You can see the people in the class. You can see if they're using like an overhead projector. You get to see all of that stuff too.
Correct.
Yep.
So it simulates it actually doesn't simulate. It actually creates the environment where people can go to college right here in Amador County and take a program to finish their degree. We have some drawbacks to it right now in that we don't have enough access to additional classrooms, but we're working on that so that we can actually, hopefully, by fall, start a full 2-year program
Okay.
that people could actually get here in Amador
So the
County.
whole college, 2-year college experience.
Mhm.
Wow. And that's different than you mentioned earlier, online communication. Is that something, or online college? Is that something that people do from home, or do they sign up and go down to the facility down by the down in Sutter Hill there, or?
What they do is they come to us and they get registered for classes. We offer a lot of support services. They can earn their degree from home. They can use the computers at home and do it themselves. We find that most students need human interaction and
Right.
need a way to participate with others. So we have student cohort groups, student study groups. We have mentoring for students who may not have the support at home to help them navigate the college process. We have tutors for free tutoring for students that are struggling in school. And we provide all kinds of assistance as far as registering for classes, enrolling in classes, assisting with student advising, and those other services I just mentioned.
So it's kind of like going to a school camp, like
Yes.
American River College or something like that, where you've got the counselors there, you've got classmates, if that's a better environment, because I can understand where people who, if left to their own devices of having to schedule their own study times, may not get through it as quickly as if they have a structure where they go to a class, right?
Correct. And what it offers, these two modalities offer, is that if you are, and I have a success story from one of our students, who she's a single mother of 3. She was working 3 jobs. She wanted to go to college. She has no time. So she wants to do it from home. She
Right.
wants to do it from home from midnight to 2 in the morning so that she can get, and she is accomplishing it. She's very dedicated.
Did she sleep?
Not too
Not
much.
too much, no. I was going to say.
But she has earned her certificate, her career technical certificate. She's working on her AA, and she wants to then go on to a 4-year college.
That's great.
So she's one of our bootstrappers.
Yeah.
Then there's other students who perhaps are younger and they would like more of a college experience, but
Sure.
they have jobs or they don't have the wherewithal to be able to commute or live on
reside
campus.
there, yeah.
So that's why we have the other way, all these support services for students, which are all, by the way, free.
Wow, that's great.
So the only thing that we get no money for this, for working with students, the colleges get the tuition fees and books.
Okay.
But we also help with scholarship assistance in a lot of ways.
Okay. So so the Community College Foundation doesn't get any money from tuition. Do you have expenses that you need to cover? And how
yes.
do you do that?
We have one big fundraiser every year, which is our gala,
Okay.
that raises about half of our expenses, and then the rest of it comes from grant writing and donations.
Okay. And how do people, if they wanted to help out, how do they get a hold of you?
They could go to our website, that is www.amadorcommunitycollege.org.
Okay.
And there's a donate now button, but there's also a volunteer button if they wanted to come and be volunteer mentors and
Oh,
tutors.
great. Okay. So there's plenty of opportunities to help
Yes.
out. All right. Anything else you want to cover on this?
Well, I just wanted to say that we just received an award late 2015 from the California State Association of Counties for innovative programming in offering these services.
Wow.
And we're partnered with the County of Amador. So we're very excited about that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. And also people that want to sign up for classes would go to the AmadorCommunityCollege.org as well.
And or call us at 223-6393.
6393. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us,
Okay.
Karen Dickerson. We'll be back with Pat Crew to talk about the Amador County Fair Foundation right after this on Hometown Radio. 1340 KVGC, Dave Eisenhower, live at the National Hotel in downtown Jackson. It's 1226. I have with me Pat Crew and Stan Lukowitz with the Amador County Fair Foundation. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good, Dave. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. Fantastic. So the Love Affair Ball is good. We talked about it a little bit before, but that's coming up next month, right?
Yes, it is. The 13th of February.
Okay. And can you let folks know again sort of what the rundown is, what they can expect?
It's the eighth annual Love Affair Ball. It's the major fundraiser for the Amador County Fair Foundation.
Right.
It's going to be held for the second year at St. Catherine Drexel Parish Hall. It's $100 a plate, and that includes a sit-down dinner, live music. There's a silent auction and a live auction. And since I talked to Jim a day or two ago, the California Cattle and Women's Association has come up with a quilt with all the Amador County brands on it.
Wow.
That we're going to auction off at the live auction.
That's
Frank
cool.
Halverson, our old friend, is going to do the auction. So
right.
it's a great
It'll be
evening.
lively.
For $200, you can get off on Valentine's Day. If you put the music and everything, it's
Yeah.
a pretty good deal.
That is a good deal. $100 each.
Yeah.
And what kind of food's very important to us
Yes.
around here. So
It's going to be hors d'oeuvres, and I actually brought the menu with
Perfect.
me. The hors d'oeuvres include chicken piccata skewers and mini beef Wellingtons with a crostini with toasted walnuts and gorgonzola. Of course, there's a salad course with bread, and then the entree is a combination of petite filet and pan-seared shrimp with garlic mashed potatoes, carrots, green and yellow beans, béarnaise sauce. You can get that on the side if you want it. There's wine has been donated to the foundation, Hellwig and Renwood.
Great.
And there's a beverage station with iced tea and lemonade and, of course, water and all that. And it's really a nice event. And like I said, it's our biggest fundraiser, and all the money goes into the fair,
Right.
and none of it goes to the state.
Every penny goes to the fair.
Yeah.
And you guys, again, we've talked about some of the stuff you've done, the new restrooms over by the Biaggi stage. You have some other stuff planned.
Yeah, this year
cleaning out all the busted up axles and stuff from the demolition derbies.
yeah, they
that
want
kind
to
of thing.
they want to have horse shows in the arena.
Yeah.
And I guess there's parts, tie rod ends and stuff that actually hurt the horses.
Right.
So we're going to sift down through that.
Right.
That should happen this spring. And
Great.
new low flow toilets, and some of it's not very glamorous, but
Yeah.
it makes the fair a better event.
Right, and it's stuff that the fair wouldn't normally be able to do without your
Right.
support. Okay, and that's so the Love Affair Ball is on Valentine's Day.
Weekend.
Valentine's Day weekend? How do you get tickets?
Well, you can buy them at Trader Stands. They're also available at the fair office, or you can buy them online at AmadorFairFoundation.org.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about with the Fair Foundation that we haven't covered? Aside from
This
fixing up
kind
the
of,
Betty
unfortunately,
Brown
this is such a big event. It
Yeah.
kind of dominates
How many
all
people
of
does
our
it-
time.
yeah, how
Am
many
I
people-
skipping something, Stan? Did I miss something?
No, you did a great job describing it like a politician would do, and but just remember that, as Pat said, all of the money goes to the Fair Foundation, and the Fair Foundation, we are able to leverage our money. We don't have to negotiate through the state and take 6 months to make a decision, and we're able to barter with people and trade, and so $50,000 that we use is spent like 100, and we need to keep the fair here every year for people that live here. My kids come up from Sacramento and they come to the fair, and I let them loose. When I go to the Sacramento fair, it's a dangerous place after 6 o'clock at night, and
Right.
you come up here to Amador County, it's people you know, and without the Fair Foundation, I don't believe that it would be going to the quality it is now. This year, we did get a little bit of money from the state. I don't know how or whose butt had to be kissed to get it, but we Is that bad? I said that, Pat? No.
That's how
But-
things work.
But we are able to do a lot of stuff. We're going to look to help to replace the underground water lines and take some of the power lines that are overhead and put them underground. None of this stuff sounds good, but without these improvements, the people that come and inspect fairgrounds, we'd be in trouble. And this is a great event, a lot of fun. It's a good place to come, have a couple glasses of wine, and wake up in the morning, found out what you bought. And the band, hopefully this year won't be as loud as the one last year, but you shouldn't pass this up. Rain or shine, it's a great building, plenty of room. In my opinion, it's kind of the event of the year that in Amherst County to go to. It put on by a group of about a dozen people that love the fair and work their butts off for it.
How many
Thank you.
people do you have working on it? And is it kind of set for me what the atmosphere is? Is it like a ball? Is it a hall full of tables? Or is it more sort of like, prom night or something like that?
Well, I would say it's a combination of prom night and a hoedown.
Perfect.
There's people come in their pressed Levi's and their newest cowboy hat, and there are women dressed to the nines.
Right.
It's,
Well,
in
that's good to know. So you
fact,
don't
there
need to
were
go out
some
and get it
people who
tossed.
were intimidated. The first year we called it the black and white ball,
Oh,
Yeah.
and that's why we changed it to
Right.
the love affair ball.
right. Because
But,
you don't
yeah.
necessarily need to go out and get a tux or an evening gown or something like
No, no.
Okay.
If you want to, you can. If you don't, you're not going to look out of place.
that. Okay.
And it's all decorated very, very nicely when you come in there, and it is a little bit like what you said,
Right.
but it's a good time had by all.
Great.
And there's a lot of things to do. You can bid on items that are donated, and then usually at the fair we have some things like the Cooper Winery, or shouldn't say Cooper, I guess, but one of the wineries will donate a party of 12 or 14, and that sells for $3 or $4 grand. A bunch of people go together and buy it and have a good time.
Wow.
And again, all that money goes directly to the fair
To the fair.
foundation, which goes directly to the fair.
Yeah, you ask how many people, but
A
we
lot.
got people working on I like John Plaza's always giving us a gift.
Right.
Don Howard for the auction, Trader Stan. I mean, there might
Sure.
be 60 people working on this.
Sure.
And there's people putting baskets together, and
Great.
so it's quite the project, but it's been very successful, and it's made the difference there
It's
were a
the
couple
key, yeah.
years they were wondering if they were going to have a fair.
Ah. Well, now
And
Yes,
now
now
I'd
it's
say
moving along.
we're back on much
Good.
better ground.
much better ground, but still need some help.
Oh yeah, always. And hey, it's like I said, for $200 you get a great night out,
Yeah.
and centrally located, and
Yeah.
paved parking and clean bathrooms,
Delicious
and
food.
yeah, served out of a commercial kitchen that's 10 yards from your table, so it's got
Yeah.
a chance of being hotter.
Yeah.
I'm
nice.
not guaranteeing anything.
All right, Pat, Stan, thanks a lot for joining us, and
Thanks for
don't
having
forget
us.
Love Affair Ball coming up Valentine's Day weekend.
Yep.
Thank
All
you.
right, we'll be back right after this with more from the National Hotel.
Yeah.
I'm going to
1340
that.
KVGC, Dave
together.
Eisenhower, live at the National Hotel in downtown Jackson. Speaking of the National Hotel, I have Stan Lukowitz here. Stan, what's up with the what's going on with the National these days?
Well, the National has been doing a lot better. We're in year 4 of, this is the 4th year we're open on January, and this is the first year that we had skiers.
Ah.
So our hotel revenue is up pretty good, and the first 3 years I didn't know that we had skiers because there was no snow that I've been open. So it's kind of a pleasant surprise.
Right.
And so we've had a good uptick in occupancy in a normally slow month. And so I got my hat on to make money for Stan Hat now. So I'm done talking about Valentine's Day at the Fair Foundation. I'm going to talk about Valentine's Day at the hotel. But I will say that I'm going to be at the fair thing. I bought a table, and 7 of my closest buddies now want to come with me since I'm giving away free tickets. But we also will be open Valentine's Day, and I wish I could tell you what the meals and stuff are, but my daughter Kelly Lukowitz was going to come on radio today, and I think she's scared, so she's not here.
Oh.
So next week, for a fact, she will be here talking about what events we're going to have on Valentine's Day, and so that's really about all I want to report on that. Lucas, our deli, is doing good. We have a good situation here. At midnight, the restaurant shuts down, and the baker comes, and he works all night in the hotel making baked products that we sell out of Lucas. And then also the hotel smells very good in the morning, and all our guests that we provide a breakfast for get to sample the pastries that we make to sell.
Right.
And so I don't want to use up too much time, because I know Jim is here with another very good organization that he's going to talk about, and I also will be at that organization to honor people. But if I keep talking, then Jim will get mad at me because he's not talking. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Stan. I just wanted to put one more plug in for the Amador County Chamber of Commerce Margaret Dalton Golden Nugget Award. This is an award that was established by the Chamber of Commerce back around 2004, 5, I think. Was it 2005? 2005. In fact, there's 2 Margaret Dalton winners in this room right now. Stanley and I have actually both won that award. A number of folks, and it's an award that is given to members of the public who go above and beyond their normal jobs. This is not an award for Richard Forrester and what he does as a supervisor. It's not for Wayne Garibaldi on how many widows and children he can throw out of their homes working for American River Bank. This is what both of those men do as men for the community, and what they've done in the community over their lifetime so far. And both of them have much more life left to give.
Right.
And it's an honor for the Chamber of Commerce to have chosen these 2. And there are still some tickets left if you'd like to attend the dinner. It's $40 a person. It's going to be at the Jackson Rancheria. It's chicken and steak, like a filet meal. And it's not going to be very long. It's going to start at 6 o'clock, no-host cocktails, dinner at 7. And it's going to get going about 7:30. Frank Bigelow is going to be there to introduce Richard, to present Richard as they would like in the Hall of Fame. I think Beth Stanton is actually going to present Wayne, and Rich Hoffman will be the Master of Ceremonies. There's also going to be a very nice slideshow about Margaret. This is the Margaret Dalton. This award's not given by the casino or the tribe. It's the Chamber of Commerce award, but this is named after Margaret, who put up with a lot to get where they are today, and a lot of people forget that. But this slideshow will honor Margaret, so will be given. It's about 3-4 minutes long, and then the ceremony will begin, and away we go. So please, if you'd like to buy tickets, call Tommy at the Chamber right now. And do you want to say something, Stan? Yeah, go ahead.
I was fortunate enough to be a recipient of this award in 2005. It actually started in 2004, so the second year. And I was also very lucky. I was presented the award by Margaret herself. And I'll tell you, there was about 250 people there. And just like Jim said, it's not an award for you're the big guy or whatever. It's an award for what you've done to help the community. And so like you come out and show respect for these people that have done a lot to help us. And I was really taken back, and I think I started to cry a little, and I'm not that kind of a guy. And to see all them people there, and you know, I still have my Golden Nugget Award. It was a little box that Russ Terrapelli made, for any of you know, and it has a gold-plated piece of wood in it. It's not a nugget. I complained to Margaret, and she said, "No, you're not getting a nugget." And but you should go. It's worth the price to go and see the people that get up and speak about these people. You know, it's been 10 or 11 years ago, and I've tried to go every year, and it was an honor that I don't know I'll ever get anything that good. So please try to come. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
That says it all.
All right. And that's going to wrap it up for us here from the National Hotel. Thanks for listening.